Phoenix.
In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
This is Carefree Arizona Mayor John Crane. You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, hosted by Carefree's favorite son, Vince DeLisio, who was just awarded Carefree's Man of the Year and given the key to the city. Oops, I just perjured myself.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This program is made possible by Friends of the Varsity Media Foundation,
a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization.
You are listening
to the Varsity Sports Show.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
On AM 1060 KDUS Arizona.
Still the home of youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. And now,
welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. January 28th. I had to think about that one. January 28th, 2023. What a whirlwind week. Saturday morning. Beautiful. I look outside here at our studios at Hubbard Radio here in East Phoenix and see South Mountain in the backdrop. Many a great time on a Friday and Saturday night in South Mountain. Mm-hmm. And looking around the valley, we see we're real close to the 202. Guys, those of you that grew up in Phoenix like me can truly appreciate. I know we had a lot of new people that have been here the last couple of years to say, oh, yeah, I live in Phoenix. You haven't truly lived in Phoenix until you've been to the top of South Mountain, and particularly in 1987. Anyway, my name is Vince DeLisio. I am so thrilled, so honored, so excited to bring in another fun-filled edition of the Varsity Sports Show. We're more than just sports. We're storytellers, and we have a lot of stories to tell. We don't concentrate on one particular thing, on one particular event. We tell it all, and it's good stuff. And we don't necessarily, we're not trying to view the world through rose-colored glasses, but there's enough bad news out there to occupy and that people make a living on, and we don't do that. We try to talk about all the great things going on, spotlighting all the great things going on in the community, and some great things going on. We've got some great people joining us on the air today, as we've done every week. We have an amazing team of young broadcasters, journalists that are joining us, and today is no different. In studio, because he's sitting right across from me, I'm going to introduce him. He is a senior in the Cronkite School of Journalism, but more importantly, he's a member of the Varsity Sports Show broadcast and production team. His name is Brandon Tran. Brandon, how are you?
How are you today?
You know what? I'm wonderful. It's a great morning. So, and we're going to come right back to you here shortly, Brandon. But I also want to introduce another special guest who's joining us live from Tucson, another valuable member of our team. She is a sophomore in the University of Arizona School of Journalism. She is joining us live from Tucson. Her name is Mary Grace Armistead. MG, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am amazing. I am amazing. So
That's great.
yeah. So yeah, it is. So this is going to be an incredible journey. Obviously, I had a chance. I spent some time down in Tucson yesterday. I was in a ton of meetings. Had a chance to sit down with you as well, face to face, and we talked about the semester. We talked about assignments. We talked about some great things. And I'm excited for what you and what you bring to the table. And so let's start with you, because we usually will typically spend this first segment getting to know our team. And because, we like to tell stories. We like to present a human element here. And people need to get to know you because there's a lot of interest in hearing stories. Let's start with you, MG. So you're a sophomore at the U of A. You are also an NC2A athlete. Talk a little bit about your sport.
Yeah, so it grows in the family. So both me and my brother both play, did play college D1 tennis. It was great. Unfortunately, just recently I got two severe injuries that I had to put down athletics. But I'm fortunately for me, you giving me this atmosphere to talk about sports is what I love. So it helps me fill in that void a little bit.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. I played tennis my whole life. Very competitive. I miss competing a lot. But it was a great athletic program, and I have so much positive things to say about Arizona athletics.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a journey.
What's interesting, you bring an interesting take to our show because of the fact that, when you joined our program, and obviously you were dealing with a couple of serious, which turned out to be career-ending knee injuries, sports career-ending knee injuries. But you also, when one door kind of, starts to close a little bit, another one swung wide open, and you literally landed in our lap. And because of the fact that we've been working to make some traction in Tucson to expand our programming, and because we're statewide, and watch out, guys, watch out, Yuma, we're coming for you. But so you present an interesting take, being an NCAA athlete, a student athlete, the rigors of student, of NC2A sports, and the avenues, the doors that you have open in terms of presenting that program. What specifically do you do for the Varsity Sports Show every week?
So I run my segment every week, and it basically is a rundown of Arizona athletics.
Yeah.
It's all of your Wildcat content in one segment. I love doing it. It
Yes.
gets me talking about the program that I'm most excited about. So yeah, that's what I do every week. It runs on the radio show here, so I'm excited to hear it.
Every Saturday morning, and you are passionate about Wildcat sports. We do have a few out there that listen because they love hearing about Wildcat athletics. It's called the Wildcat Insider, and it's presented by MG, Mary Grace Armistead. And we joked yesterday when we met. You made a comment. You said, because you sound like you're 8 years old, but you're not. You're like 37, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you're not
a little
that
bit
old.
older, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. No, but you're a sophomore at U of A, and we talked about that, and you develop your niche, and people like listening to you, and so keep doing what you're doing, keep refining your craft. You're doing a great job, and we're going to look forward to having you join us throughout this morning. While you are remote, you are still a co-host of today's show, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So obviously, don't go anywhere, MG. Stay there because we got a heck of a show today.
Thank you, Vince.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Brandon, let's transition over to you now. You're sitting there on pins and needles because you want to talk, and you are a real talker. You're a real storyteller, man. Brandon, where are you from?
I'm from San Diego, California.
San Diego. Okay, how'd you end up at ASU?
To be honest, after I graduated high school, I had no idea where I was going to go.
When people usually say, to be honest, I'm expecting something bad. So go ahead, give it to me. What is it?
I had no idea where I was going to go. I didn't expect myself to be a journalism major until after I heard my friend that graduated from high school went to the Cronkite School.
Okay. And obviously the feedback you got from it was very positive. That gave you that direction. If you would not have been in sports journalism, what would you have done?
To be honest, I would have done like
to be honest.
I would have done like film stuff, just to be honest.
Oh,
yeah,
film.
Yeah,
really, movie making, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or script. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, as a writer, as an actor, what?
To be honest, mostly on the script writing side because I'm usually a comedy type person.
Comedy, okay, I could see that. I could see you. You have a real deadpan delivery. You like to wait to see what kind of reaction. You read the room really well. So yeah, you and you're a senior, right?
Correct.
Okay, so are you graduating in May?
I mostly on December.
Oh, December. Okay, all right. And then what?
I'm just hoping to pursue the career around like play-by-play broadcasting and know all the production.
Okay, so what are you doing for the Varsity Sports Show this semester?
I'm assigned to do the NIA sports report. And every week it'll be presented on this Saturday on the radio every Saturday. Okay, so NAIA sports report. So you're the guy that covers the NAIA for the Varsity Sports Show, right? Correct. Okay, and we've got, in case you don't know, guys, there are schools out there. It's not just the 3 state universities. It's not just ASU, NAU, U of A. What are some of the schools here in the state of Arizona that you've already covered? So far, I did Park Gilbert University. Uh-huh. And the other one, it was Ottawa. And the third one was Arizona Christian. Okay, and there's also in Benedictine University in Mesa, BenU. So we're making our way around to you guys, and then of course you're going to be doing some coverage nationally for the NAIA going on, right? Some things coming up this spring, big things. Oh yeah, yeah, basketball, baseball, obviously, softball. So some good stuff. So you're doing an amazing job. You took the ball, you're running with it. You've been taking the initiative, and you're also doing some production work. You've been working a lot of camera and things like that. So you're doing a heck of a job. Are you having fun? Oh yeah, yeah. And it is kind of a grind though, isn't it? Big time. Okay. But you know what? Not everybody can do this. It's you have to be, it's got to be something you really want to do. If you want to get into this journalism racket, it's a lot of what? It's a lot of time management. It's a lot of what else? Do you remember our 3 rules? What are our 3 rules? It's a lot of work, and you have to be flexible, too. Be flexible, be early, and be nice. Right. Those are our 3 rules. We don't ask for a lot, but then again, when you think about it, that is kind of a lot because you've got to have good time management skills. You got to be committed. You got to work hard, and most of all, you have to be pleasant to be around. I've been around some people that aren't nice, and I'm at a point in my life when I said, you know what? I don't want to be around you right now. So, and so those are our 3 rules. So it's easy, but then again, it's not because it takes a special kind of person to be committed to want to do this stuff and to do it day in and day out. It's not an easy thing. Okay, let's talk about today's show. Today's show, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. We have, of course, features from our contributors throughout. The NAIA report is coming up after the break, presented by Brandon Tran. We've got It's Dylan coming up during the 8:15 segment. Our old buddy Dylan Weinmiller, presented by Sabrina Giles. We've got the SaberCat basketball report with Coach Lucas Ramirez and Jake Seaver. Wildcat Insider with MG down in Tucson. We got the Around the Globe report from ND Gaskin, Amaya Denise, also from the University of Arizona. Sun Devil Report with Eric Castellan. Nate's Take, Beatrice Martinez, Nathan Leduc, Sun Devil Hall of Famer in the 8:45 segment. We've got the GCU Club Report. Today we're talking hockey, men's club hockey. Coach Danny Roy, presented by Dominic Hernandez. Coach Roy will be joining us live in the 9 o'clock hour. And then we finish off hour number 2. We got Ref Spotlight. We got the JUCO Report. Good stuff, guys. We got the Aztec Report presented by Angry Crab Shack and Corona del Sol Aztecs. Overview with Olivia. Talking Waste Management Open. High school highlights with Sebastian. Beachin' with Beal is back to close out the show. And then we will kind of get a rundown once again from MG and Brandon. Guys, thanks again for joining us on a Saturday morning. It's obvious you have a choice. Thanks for choosing us. We won't let you down. You're going to have a lot of fun. You miss a minute, you miss a lot.
Listen through the commercial break. Stay with us here on the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Vince, joined by Brandon, MG down in Tucson. We'll be back after the break. Go Varsity.
Your caddy, Ray Adams, takes you beyond the 18th hole on Saturday mornings with Great American Golf from 6 to 7 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Hey everyone, I'm Caleb Wiley. I'm from the LA area and I study sports journalism at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at ASU. From being the sports editor at my high school to being a broadcast reporter for Cronkite News, I like to say I bring a nice versatility to the show. Whether it's in front of the camera or behind the scenes, can't wait to bring you guys high school sports content on the Varsity Sports Show. See you guys there.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Training Better Athletes was founded by renowned football coach Ron Sowers with the philosophy of training well-rounded young people in mind and body. TBA is the go-to for middle schoolers through the pros. Coach Sowers has worked with all sports but specializes in football offensive and defensive line skills training. Whether it's one-on-one or group training, reach out to Coach Sowers at trainingbetterAthletes.com or call him at 602-435-9064. You can't cheat the grind.
Hi, my name is Jacob Seaver with the Varsity Sports Show, and I am currently a sophomore at Arizona State University's Walter Cronkite School for Journalism and Mass Communication. I am excited to be on the mic this year and looking forward to bringing you some of the best high school and JUCO content that the world has to offer. Definitely looking forward to seeing you and for you to hear me on the Varsity Sports Show.
Easy Sports Talk with former NFL and MLB player Ed Smith and co-host Javon Adams airs Saturday mornings 10 to noon on KDUS AM 1060.
Hello, sports fan, as you're listening to the NIA Sports Report coming from Varsity Sports. Hello there. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm your host, Brandon Tran, and I got a special guest on the call today, and entering his first season as a lacrosse coach at Arizona Christian in Jake Landon. How are you today, Jake Landon?
Doing good, call. Yeah, it's just cool to get to create a little bit of promotion, share a little bit of the excitement. So I appreciate you reaching out.
I'm glad too. And since we both went to high school together at Poway, tell me what got you into living to Arizona.
Yeah, there for Poway High School. If anybody doesn't know, Brandon Tran knows more about sports things than anyone I ever know. This man is a living wealth of knowledge when it comes to professional sport. So it's cool to get. Came out to Arizona, went to Grand Canyon University, cross at GCU. It was kind of very much what I've got my value in. Everyone didn't end up playing at Grand Canyon and kind of prioritized some other things. Yeah, so got me here. So I'm ever since 2016.
And what got you into lacrosse?
Yeah, lacrosse is definitely, I think people think of East Coast prep school, and for me, my entire family just grew. I don't really remember a time where I didn't have a stick in my hand. Water boy on the sideline. It's just always been a huge part of my life.
And you're hoping to launch that at Arizona Christian during your first season, correct?
Yeah, so we'll be entering into our first year of competition this fall. The university announced that they were going to be launching the program. That's kind of when I got wind and the first recruiting class, and it's a pretty fast trajectory, honestly, to serve guys what a normal program would be, and that has a season history. So develop the healthy lift styles and creating the explosiveness in them. We got to keep our minds right, and so we practice mindfulness training as well, meditation, to be able to allow our guys to be in the moment.
And how excited are you to be launching your first season of lacrosse at Arizona Christian?
Yeah, it's a whirlwind for sure. I mean, I don't know if I ever expected to be in this position, to begin and lead a group of young men. It's definitely not the normal track, being able to be a head coach at a collegiate program. Most other coaches kind of, fight and scrape and scratch to do everything they can to move up the ranks from assistant coach and stuff. So for me to be able to take this over year one at the helm, I feel incredibly blessed. Our guys are excited to start something new, but we're just excited for the opportunity to compete, for the opportunity to get to do this. Grateful that I get to lead the young men that I do. It's gonna be fun. I mean, I love lacrosse. I love people. What more could you ask for, right? And doing something new in a state that doesn't have a lot of lacrosse, the state. GCU, U of A, NAU competing in the MCLA, and we'll be competing in the MCLA as well. All exciting stuff, man. I could talk about it over and over and over, but I'll leave it at that.
And so is there anybody like that helped you got you in this position? Do you want to give a shout out to?
I will definitely give a shout out to Jason Anderson. He's the club director of Team 48 Lacrosse, also the Arizona Lacrosse Association. They've been doing this in the state just to give more access to opportunities for kids to play lacrosse. And the board here at ACU has been super helpful in this transition process, and got to meet with him and hear about what ACU was like and about. And that was a pretty big deal of kind of getting me on board to say, okay, my time into. So I think it is a really special campus where kids grow in their faith, and that we take seriously. And we want to help guys understand what it means to be a follower of Jesus and to live the Christian lifestyle and love people well. And that's not just something we put off to the side, that we actually invite that into the way that we work with our athletes. And I think that's something really special.
Perfect. And thank you for joining with us in the interview. And as you're watching the Varsity Sports shows, and thank you for coming on, Jake Landon.
Yeah, Brandon, appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
He's back again, DYLAN. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show segment. It's Dylan, featuring Dylan and highlighting his latest adventures. This segment is brought to you by Chris Scott of Remax Key Properties in Bend, Oregon. Now it's time to grab your snacks, turn your volume up as you tune into It's Dylan on the Varsity Sports Show. Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm your host, Sabrina, and I'm here with none other than Dylan.
Hey, thanks, Sabrina.
How are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Pretty long day, but it's been a great day.
Aren't they all?
Always. Seems like a lot more since the new year.
Yeah. But you know what? We're only a month in. We're not even a month in, right? We're getting there. Another week and we'll be a month down.
Very much so. But let's actually talk about this month so far. So about 2 weeks ago, last time I talked to you, we were talking about the new year, ringing in the new year. You had some New Year's resolutions that you wanted to, keep, some goals that you wanted to keep. How's that been going for you so far?
They have all been going better than I thought. A lot of this stuff is new. A lot of it is that kind of, every year you go, okay, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to eat better. I'm going to save some money. I'm going to, and name it. And then within a few weeks, maybe even days, maybe even hours, you kind of figure out like, ooh, I jumped the gun on this one. I wasn't ready. But this one just feels different. This time, my physical is actually probably I'm in better shape than I was last year when I got into good shape already. The diet and exercise thing is just like I said, I'm not putting a finish line on it. It's just a process and day to day, and like I treat it like anything else. And some days I'm more excited about it than others, but it's working. And the financial stuff, I mentioned that last time, that I'm working on some financial goals, and we're in the baby steps, baby stages, but it just feels good to have a plan and to see the plan, again, very early on, but being executed. So I'm happy. 3 weeks in, I couldn't be happy.
Have you did anything like new, like any type of new exercise recently, like since New Year's happened, or is there something that you want to do now that you're trying to take that fitness journey really
No,
like
there'll be some things that come up, but generally right now it's, I do work in a weight room 2 hours a day at school. So I've been doing a little bit here and there, but my shoulders are so bad that it's tough, and I don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work until it's too late. And then I'm in some excruciating pain for a good 30 seconds to a minute or so. And then I just have to tone it down a little bit. But the daily hikes, the walks, a little bit of activity with the kids in the PE class, stuff like that, just taking it, it's gradual, but it's consistent. And so if I can just stay with that, and then, when the weather, like we've been lucky, I love this cold, cooler weather for Phoenix. But when it starts to warm up a little bit more, maybe some more bike riding, maybe some short nine golfing, just some little extracurricular type stuff, and weekend trips, and get some walks in there and just see some new stuff. But generally it's just all about getting those hikes in. I really do. I have 3 of them that are kind of automatic to me, where I have kind of a short one if I'm in a hurry or not feeling up to it. I've got a medium range one, which is what I did today and do generally. And then I have a weekend one, which is about, anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes longer, just depending on pace and what route and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to change it up a little bit, but at the same time, again, all this stuff is new to me. It's baby step stuff. So I'm learning how to change routine a little bit. I am figuring out what works and what doesn't, trying to push through the things that don't, just to see if it's me being a little baby about it or if I can step up my game. But it's all working, and I'm having such a good month that, I can't wait for the next month to come around.
And then obviously the last thing that we talked about in our last conversation was, sports. You were not going to be watching as much sports anymore. You said unless it was something really pressing, you really weren't going to watch it. Did you feel at all by, NFL playoffs this weekend?
I didn't watch one. I haven't watched any sports. I'm talking no basketball, no college, no NFL. If I were to watch, and it was tough not to, but again, I get the alerts on the phone and that. So if I'm really, really jonesing for, the fix of I need an update, I need to know what's going on in the sports world, I have my phone. But no, the Niners Cowboys game, I don't, as a sports fan, which I'm trying to I told you, we pump the brakes on the fandom, but as a sports fan, there are 2 teams I cannot hate more. Than the Cowboys and the Niners. So that would have been a fun one. But there's always that friend, as hard as I'm going to root against the Cowboys and make fun of all those guys, on the other side, there's just as many, and possibly even worse now that they got the win. So, it's just one of those things where we used to have so much fun with it, and I've toned down the social media. I've not watched any of it. I wouldn't know how to have a conversation about any of it right now.
Dylan, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Keep up the great work. Thanks a lot.
And thank you to you for tuning into It's Dylan on the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show. I'm Brandon Tran, and we're going to do a quick recap of the NIA Sports Report, and it's Dylan.
Well, Brandon, I have a question for you. So on the NAIA Sports Report, you featured Arizona Christian University lacrosse.
Yep.
Okay. You went to high school with this guy that's coaching the team. How did that play out? I mean, this, you talk about getting lucky. You're doing the NAIA report, and you had a pretty easy week because you had an old high school buddy. I mean, how did all that happen? How did he end up out here? Did he play here again?
I think he was supposed to be committed to GCU, but
okay.
He mentioned he didn't end up playing lacrosse there, but I think it said he got committed.
Okay, and then to end up at Arizona Christian, I mean, you talk about being right up the street from GCU, that's a good thing there, and so that's kind of cool. You got a nice plug from him. He said you're more knowledgeable on sports than Bob Costas, for gosh sake. So anyway, so Brandon, NAIA Sports Report. It's Dylan. That's a great segment. Old friend of mine, growing up in the neighborhood. Dylan Weinmiller talks about his latest adventures, and Sabrina Giles producing that segment. We got a bunch of other stuff coming up as well. What do we have coming up after the break?
Oh, we have the SaberCat report, basketball report. And
now, what is that? SaberCat, what school is that?
Oh, Saguaro High School.
Okay.
As Jake will present that.
Okay, Jacob Seaver will present that. And then MG, your Wildcat report, set that up for us. What are we expecting to hear about today?
Yep. So basically, any Wildcat news or anything that's happened in the past week, I'm very excited to talk about it to you.
Okay.
You'll get to hear anything about any of your Wildcats. We have a lot of things coming up. I'm super excited to present it to you, everyone.
You know why I was really excited to be down there, because not only did I get a chance to meet with you and some other folks, but I also went to your old main building because that was the site of one of the greatest movies in history. What movie was that?
Right.
Do you remember what movie that was?
It had something with nerd. I feel like
it was Revenge of the Nerds. It was
yes,
Adams College.
Okay, I got 1/3 of it right.
Adams
so,
College. Yeah, exactly. Well, Adams College. It was one of the top engineering schools. The Adams ATOMS. Anyway, guys, when we come back from the break, Brandon, take us out. What do we got coming up next again?
We got the Saguaro SaberCat basketball report, and then the Arizona Wildcat report too.
Take us out, Brandon.
As we'll head to break.
All right.
Have you downloaded the KDUS AM 1060 skill for Alexa yet?
Food. Alexa is frustrated. No matter how many times do you ask, the answer is mail, chicken.
Once you're ready, say Alexa, open KDUS AM 1060 to listen to your favorite shows.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com.
Hello, sports fans. This is Dick Stockton, and you are listening to Arizona's home of youth, high school, college, and you, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060, KDUS, Arizona.
It's game time, and we're here to win. Hi, I'm Sabrina Giles. I'm a senior at ASU and studying at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications, with my major being sports journalism. I'm excited to announce that this spring I will be working with the Varsity Sports Show to bring you any and all things sports. From commentary to broadcast, I'll be working to cover your favorite teams and make my mark on the world of sports journalism.
Hello, my name is Hannah Pettiferry, and I am currently a student at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications here at Arizona State University. I am beyond excited to be joining the Varsity Sports Show this spring. Growing up, I have always played sports, and now I cannot wait to be able to study, analyze, and commentate on the sports that are being played this season in Arizona.
We'll do what's best for the team, and we'll do what's best for you.
The Rich Eisen Show, coming to you weekdays from 3 to 5 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
You're listening to the home of Saguaro SaberCat basketball.
The court no good, and the rebound and the putback and 1060 KDUS Arizona. This is the Varsity Sports Show. Hello, SaberCat fans. Welcome back to the SaberCat Basketball Report. Today we have a special treat as we get to talk one-on-one with the star player of the Saguaro SaberCats, Mason Burkett, who has just been absolutely phenomenal this season. And we had the chance to speak with him before his game against Seton Catholic Prep earlier this week. All right, so we are here at Seton Catholic High School speaking with Mason Burkett, one of the star players on the Saguaro team. And Mason, I just want to ask, what is some of the things that have kind of contributed to your guys' team chemistry over the past few games? You guys have definitely been playing really well over the recent stretch, and how can you kind of speak on some of the stuff off the court that has contributed to your guys' success?
I think not just playing basketball, but also like planning ahead. So watching film on who we're playing and then game planning against what they're trying to run on offense really helps us. And yeah, it's shown definitely over the past few games.
Awesome. And then another thing that I've noticed that has been really successful is your three-point shooting lately. Especially against, I think it was against Marcos Deniza, you had a really spectacular shooting performance. How can you speak on, what you guys do in practice and how that kind of helps contribute to the team chemistry as well?
So personally, my shot has not been as good as it should be, so I've just been staying after practice, shooting at least 250 shots after each practice to get my rhythm back. And I think we're just moving the ball a lot better, which also helps because catching in rhythm's everything. So yeah, I've just felt a lot better about my shot.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mason. I really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing you guys in the playoffs at the end of the season.
Yeah.
That was a soundbite from our interview with star guard Mason Burkett from the Saguaro SaberCats, and head coach Lucas Ramirez had some good things to say about Mason as well. Heard from some of the guys that Mason Burkett, his effort that he's been putting into, just his play and his, everyday, just the effort that he puts into practice. So much that he should have been shooting 250 shots every day after practice. How can you kind of speak on his efforts and what he's done to contribute to this team atmosphere?
Yeah, no, he's, I was texting with him earlier in the week and after practice one night, and, I told him just how proud I was of him just the last couple of years, getting to know him and building a better relationship with him. That's the stuff that you grow to appreciate. I always get very reflective on senior day, and that's the one thing that I don't mean to go off track here with your question about Mason, but you just appreciate the relationships and the growth you see in these young men over the years. And these seniors, I was only able to be a part of their lives for 3 years, of them being in our program, but a kid like Mason as a senior showed up, did the right thing every single day, took care of his body. He was very, very proactive in the training room, heating, icing, stretching, doing the heat pad, the whole thing. And I've never been around a player, honestly, at the high school level that has put that much attention in the training room, to make sure he's ready for games and recovering and all of that. His post-practice, people don't know, a lot of our guys go home right away because they have other things to tend to, work, homework, family, whatever. Whether it's Mason staying here after practice with a coach or, just him going to a gym, LA Fitness or Lifetime or the Village or whatever, and shooting there, like, it matters to him. And we've asked a lot of him the last couple weeks, especially, because we've really needed to have guys step up and help us score. And he's taken that on his shoulders. There's only so much he can do. Right. It's easy to say to him, oh, well, you got to make more shots. You got to do this. You got to do that. Like, you want to talk about going out with a bang and going out with an effort. Like, I mean, it's what Mason does. Mason's able to create a lot of instant offense. He's crafty. He's creative. He has a high IQ. And I think the world of him and his family and just who he is as a person. So, again, another terrific senior to highlight. I mean, I could go down the list about all of them. But super fortunate to have been able to been around Mason the last few years.
Fantastic, Coach. Once again, as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. And again, wishing you guys the absolute best of luck as we kind of continue to the finish line here.
Absolutely. Thanks. Appreciate all you guys do.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks to you.
Welcome. It's time for your Wildcat Insider with Mary Grace Armistead. Your inside report on Wildcat athletics on the Varsity Sports Show. Let's get started. Hi everyone, it's me, Mary Grace, with your Wildcat Insider on the Varsity Sports Show. First off, we have Arizona men's basketball beating UCLA and USC this week and moving up back top 10 on the AP poll. They're currently at 6. I feel like that's going to keep moving up every week. Arizona women's basketball beats ASU. It's always a good day when we beat an ASU school. They're doing so well right now. Keep looking out for those two programs. They are doing incredible right now. We had a huge committing week for Arizona football. We had Kingston Lopa, Leviticus Sua, Cruz Rushing, unbelievable recruits this week. They were hinting at a running back commit, and Gary Bryant Jr. transferred from USC, a wide receiver. It would be great if we could pick him up. I would love to see another top wide receiver coming in. Keep posted on that. More is coming. Signing day is February 2nd. Keep an eye out for that. Women's tennis, State Perfect, have a doubleheader sweep against Cal Poly and GCU. Incredible. They have the ITA kickoff weekend this week. They play schools like Florida, Texas A&M, and FAU. It's going to be tough, but let's see how they come out. Men's tennis also has their ITA weekend coming up, and they play schools like Cal, reigning Pac-12 champions. I can't wait to see how they do this season. It's going to be incredible to watch. It's been such a great couple of days this week, something to watch on. Arizona men's basketball plays away at the Washington schools. I know they struggled with that at home, so we will see what happens when they're away. I have a feeling it's going to be cruise sailing for them, but just keep an eye out for that. Once again, thank you for joining the Varsity Sports Show. Keep tuned.
It's more than just a game. Sit back and relax for a global overview of sports and sports cultures, games around the globe, and coverage of countries worldwide. Welcome to Around the Globe with Maya Denise Gaskin. Good morning, Arizona. It's your host, Maya Denise Gaskin, here with another Around the Globe segment. We're going to be talking soccer, tennis, and even a little bit of football. Let's get into it. Poland will appoint former Portugal manager Fernando Santos as its new soccer coach. This announcement was made by Polish FA President Cezary Kulesza. Santos and the Portuguese Football Federation agreed to terminate his contract as Portugal coach in December after their World Cup quarterfinal exit to Morocco. Polish Minister of Sport and Tourism had congratulated Polish FA president on the appointment of Santos. Santos had previously led Portugal to success at Euro 2016 and the 2018-2019 Nations League, with everybody's favorite, Cristiano Ronaldo, as captain. I cannot wait to see how this new coach plans to lead the team into that World Cup championship. Now, let's talk some tennis. Six Nations chief executive, that's Ben Morral, says there's no plan to expand the competition beyond the current participants. Their current participants include Scotland, Wales, England, France, Ireland, and Italy. Now, South Africa has been increasingly aligning itself with the Northern Hemisphere, with 4 clubs joining the United Rugby Championship in 2021 and 3 entering Europe's Champions Cup last year. Morral made a statement to the Telegraph stating, "I can understand that dynamic, but the players in the game in South Africa needed a competition to play in, which has been an issue on their side." And last but not least, I want to send a huge congratulations to the Barcelona women's football team. We're not talking American football, we're talking football, or soccer to us Americans. The Barcelona's women's team has made history by becoming the first soccer team to win 50 consecutive league games. All right, that's all for me this segment. Thank you so much for tuning in on KDUS 1060. I am Maya Denise Gaskin here on the Varsity Sports Show. Until next week, Arizona, have a beautiful day.
MG, are you there? Okay, so great segments. But we may have lost MG briefly. Hopefully, she comes back on. But some great segments. So Brandon, we had a chance. We heard from Jake Seaver regarding the SaberCat basketball report. Great recap of this week. Coach Lucas Ramirez, always animated, a lot of fun. We mic him up during games, so that presents a different element to the game. Win or lose, he keeps that mic on, and he had kind of a rough week. We had to bleep out a few things, but still, great job. He's a good sport, and I give him a lot of respect because it's easy to be mic'd up when you're winning. But when you're not winning, and sometimes your emotions can get the best of you, you got to be real careful. And he does a great job, and he realizes that. But parents, kids, when you see a guy like Lucas Ramirez, and he is as transparent as can be, that's the kind of guy you want to play for. When we come back from the break, we are going to head into our Sun Devil report with Eric Castellan. Eric presents a weekly summary of ASU athletics. Being on campus, you get a different perspective, a bird's eye view, and some things that you may not see and hear in the community. So looking forward to that great report from Eric, one of our very own, joined in studio by Brandon Tran, San Diego's favorite son, Poway actually, and then MG, Mary Grace Armistead, down in Tucson at the U of A. When we come back from the break, we'll be back here on the Varsity Sports Show.
James Out West, featuring Ryan Brooks, brings NFL, NBA, and local sports talk to you Monday nights at 7 here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
The Varsity Sports Show is proud to partner with SaberCat Athletics. That's right, the Scottsdale Saguaro SaberCats are on the Varsity Sports Show. Join the varsity team as we cover the Cats during the SaberCat Report on Saturday morning's Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, featuring players, coaches, and commentary. Look out for live stream coverage of Saguaro SaberCat sporting events by going to YouTube and searching for Varsity Sports Show, then click that subscribe button to stay up to date. The Saguaro SaberCats are here. Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Hello, hola Arizona. It's your girl from the Valley, Beatrice Martinez. I'm a sports journalism master's student at ASU's Cronkite School of Journalism, and I'm so happy to be a part of the Varsity Sports Show. I, myself, was a hooper and a 3-sport athlete my freshman year of college. I'm very excited to bring you all the coverage over your local high school sports this semester. Are you ready? Let's get it!
Carving out time in your afternoon for the Doug Gottlieb Show right here on KDUS AM 1060, 100.7 HD2, and KDUS1060.com. Weekdays from 1 to 3 p.m.
It's time for the Sun Devil Report with Eric Castellan, bringing you all the latest sports news around Arizona State University. Good morning and welcome to the Sun Devil Report. I'm your host, Eric Castellan. We have a lot to cover today in the ASU sports realm, but we're going to lead it off, no pun intended, with an event that many of you out there can check out as soon as this afternoon. With baseball season just over the horizon next month, ASU is hosting an open house event for the Sun Devil baseball program. This event will provide fans the opportunity to check out how the 2023 roster looks before the season starts, with gates opening at noon and an inter-squad game scheduled for 1 p.m. Parking and admission are both free, and the open house will take place at Sun Devil Baseball's home ballpark, Phoenix Municipal Stadium. After the shortened scrimmage, the team will host an autograph session available to all fans in attendance, and Sparky's team shop will also be open for folks to stock up on ASU baseball gear for the upcoming season. Sun Devil Ticket Office is now selling single-game tickets, as well as mini plans, group tickets, and season tickets. Also, as a fresh reminder, Sun Devil Baseball opens the campaign on Friday, February 17th, hosting a 3-game weekend series against San Diego State University. Moving to the hardwood, ASU basketball is coming off of a very tough homestand facing both LA-based Pac-12 teams, starting with a very hyped-up game from Thursday night against, at the time, 5th-ranked UCLA. I covered this game in the Varsity Weekly Show on YouTube, but to reiterate, it was a near sellout crowd with a record number of students in attendance. The game was back and forth throughout until UCLA eventually pulled ahead and came away with a 74-62 victory. Then on Saturday night, the Devils hosted the unranked USC Trojans. This one was not nearly as dramatic or as hyped up, and the result was, well, different to say the least. USC came into the game ready to play, shooting lights out and leaving ASU in the dust, shooting 53% from inside the three-point line and 49% overall. Meanwhile, the Trojans' defense held the Devils to just 38% shooting, which is what they're best at, limiting their opponents to around that same percentage on the season. It was a 43-33 lead for USC at the half, and it slowly turned into a blowout, spiraling into a 24-point deficit for ASU with about 5 minutes to play. Even with a furious 16-0 run to close the game, the Sun Devils fell short in a 77-69 loss, which wasn't as close of a defeat as the final score suggests. Head coach Bobby Hurley talked after the game about how he felt watching his team play so differently than they have at other times throughout the season.
I can't understand it, and again, it's, I think the reason I've connected so much with this team and this group is because, we've had some guys that, weren't recruited heavily, that were overlooked, that, play with a chip on their shoulder, and we certainly didn't have a chip on our shoulder today. We didn't, and that's why I've really appreciated this team so much, is because of how hard they've competed and how they get after it. And, that's why so many people have enjoyed watching us through most of the year, but not tonight.
Senior forward Warren Washington didn't mince his words, however, when he gave his thoughts on how he and the team performed.
I feel like it was flat out embarrassing. We embarrassed our fans, we embarrassed ourselves, we embarrassed the community. Honestly, it's just embarrassing. I don't have much to say about it. It's embarrassing.
The Devils are now 15-5 overall with a 6-3 Pac-12 record, tied for third with Arizona and USC. Up next for the men's basketball team is a trip up to the Northwest for a Pac-12 road trip against Washington and Washington State this weekend. As for the women's basketball team, they hosted rival Arizona on Sunday in a game that's always circled on both teams' calendars. The Lady Devils played competitively for most of the game, but ultimately fell to the 10th-ranked Wildcats 80-67. One of the biggest positives coming from the contest was junior guard Ty Skinner reaching a career milestone. The Delaware transfer eclipsed the 1,000-point mark on an and-one basket late in the third quarter. ASU is still searching for their first conference win as they drop to 0-6 in Pac-12 play and 7-10 overall. Up next for the Lady Devils is a 2-game homestand against the same teams the men are traveling to face, hosting Washington State and Washington this weekend. Well, that's going to do it for this week's segment. Make sure to tune in next week where I'll have more weekly updates on hoops and hopefully some big football recruiting updates. But until next week, I'm Eric Castellan, and thanks for tuning in to the Sun Devil Report on the Varsity Sports Radio Show.
Welcome back to Nate Takes, produced by me, Beatriz Martinez. Today, we will gain some insight from Nathan LeDuc, former NFL player and ASU Hall of Fame, who is currently a volunteer coach for ALA Queen Creek's football program. We will hear LeDuc's input on the AIA denying the Patriots' appeal to move down from 6A to 5A for football. Ladies and gents, here he is.
I feel like we got put into a pretty good division. We're in with Red Mountain, Highland, Williamsfield, and Queen Creek. And so, and not to say that none of those are good teams, most certainly, and the competition will be great. But we didn't get stuffed into, the division with Chandler and Basha and Castile or and Hamilton. So I feel like I feel like we can at least, for being out in the East Valley, we can at least probably have a better opportunity to compete well. I think that even though Coach Detmer appealed the initial ruling, we were pretty certain that it was never going to happen anyway. And so from the very get-go, I think we were accepting of it, and we've essentially just committed as a staff and as a team that we're just going to rise to the next level, and we're setting our goals at, let's win the Open now. And, I don't know that that's going to happen right away, but that's kind of the type of program that we feel that we have, and the type of coaching staff that and the experience that we all have as coaches on that staff, that we want to just mentally step up and let's just build this program into a top tier program that's going to be able to compete for the Open Championship on an annual basis. Throw ourselves into the mix of the big boys. So we're not a Chandler or Basha or Hamilton or any one of those teams right now. We don't just in sheer numbers, we just don't have the depth to stand across from them and just match number for number. But we've done well the last 2 years that we've competed against these big guys in the Open, and so we're just going to take it as a challenge and build from here.
So I know it's a lot easier said than done, right? Like to say that we're going to become one of the top tier programs. So what do you guys plan to do, kind of like whether it's like practice or meetings, but to just kind of prepare you guys, to actually just to become it?
Well, we're for sure going to have to implement more kind of year-round training opportunities, and there's plenty of resources out there in this state. I mean, this state's such a highly competitive state in all sports that there's individuals out there that are giving private lessons in every sport that is that's in high school competitions, from quarterback coaches to for defensive back coaches, doing footwork drills, speed drills. There's different types of strength training. So I think that our players are already aware of that and have been utilizing some of that, and I think that it's just going to be a little bit of an attitude, and through the senior leadership that we have, they'll try and get all these other guys to kind of do the same things and just make themselves better year round. With the success that we've had over the past couple of years, we have had many inquiries, and I'm a total volunteer, so I'm not the one fielding any of these calls, but there's been many calls coming into the campus to want to speak to our athletic director or the coaches about transferring. And it makes sense. And I said on the last show that it's a unique place. It's a place where I feel like the players have the opportunity to both be maximally developed. The coaching staff that we have can take these kids from where they are to their highest level of potential. We've all played at colleges and we're recruited by many colleges across the country, and lots of us have played in the NFL, and so there's plenty of connections that we all have to the colleges. So there's no deterrent in being a member of American Leadership Academy Queen Creek that nobody's going to look at you. That is a fallacy, and that's happening on a regular basis now.
Thank you all for tuning in to Nate Takes. Like I always say, make sure you stay plugged in for some more great sports content.
Thank you, Eric, with the Sun Devil Report, and Beatrice with Nate's Take. Now, after break, we have Grand Canyon University Club Report. Today we talk men's hockey and joined by Coach Danny Roy after Dom Hernandez's report. Incredible. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got, and I hope everyone's excited, and definitely tune in after break.
Well, we have this partnership with Grand Canyon University's club sports. They have over 40 club sports on their campus, and a good number of these athletes sign pro contracts with teams once they're done. I mean, there's some compelling stories, people coming from other countries to play here and to be part of this program. So we're going to feature GCU Men's Club Hockey when we come back from the break for hour number 2. MG, nice job. Brandon Tran in studio, MG Armistead down in Tucson. Great job, you guys. Stick around. Hour number 2 comes right back here on the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
Broadcasting from the Superbook Sports Studios, KDUS AM 1060 Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
Hello there, my name is Brandon Tran, and I'm a Cronkite student at Arizona State University, and I'm so thrilled to be joining the Varsity Sports Show this semester. As a former athlete myself, I'll be providing content, both boys and girls, as you can follow me on Twitter at BrandonTran70. As I hope to see you all there this semester and provide great content around you.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hello, this is local voiceover model and former Daddy Yankee stunt double, Mario Malaby. Be sure to DM us your questions for Ask Lucas on Twitter. And you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
This program is made possible by friends of the Varsity Media Foundation,
a 501c3 nonprofit educational organization.
You are listening
to the Varsity Sports Show.
You are listening to the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
On AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona.
Still the home of youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. And now,
welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
And now it's time for the GCU Club Report, an in-depth look into the many different club sports that Grand Canyon University has to offer. Hello there. Today I'm very excited to be interviewing forward Cole Golden and goalkeeper Chase Golden for the GCU men's ice hockey team. So Cole and Chase, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Good. So my first question is, What was the biggest difference from playing in high school to coming and playing at college?
I'd say definitely just it's different playing for a school, especially GCU. They have a big meaning behind their school, and it's faith-based, which is huge, especially with just being a young adult and trying to find your purpose in life. And I feel that GCU really, I don't know, it's just been a great experience. Not that hockey and during high school wasn't, but it's just it's a different style of hockey and different. It's just different, but it's good.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say. He touched on it pretty well. It's just a big step up going to school and playing a sport for your school. It's just a really cool experience, honestly. That's all I've really got to say on it.
Yeah, because both of us played hockey a few years after high school, so we kind of experienced just the step up of hockey, but with having school like added on to it, it definitely is a different experience and kind of gets you more prepared for the future and just how crazy this world can be.
So being brothers, how important has it been to be able to play on the same college team?
That's huge. I personally have been playing hockey for almost 18 years, and this is our first time playing together competitively, or even like with each other or against each other. We've never played besides just like learning how to skate. It's super cool getting to finally play with him.
Same thing for me. It was kind of like he said, but I've been playing for 19 or 20 years, and he touched on it, but we have never played on a competitive team together or even against each other. So this in itself is like kind of a God thing that we both ended up at GCU and are able to play the sport that we love together and side by side. So
what are some of the important skills that Coach Roy has taught you so far?
For me, it's been my patience and just being patient and sticking with the process and trusting the process that, he's trying to accomplish something with our team. And I needed to learn my role at the beginning of the year. And I'd say I've done a good job of that, but he really helped me with my patience.
I'd say just to piggyback on that, just trusting the process, because, growing up in Arizona, both of us have seen how much GCU hockey has grown in the last 8 to 10 years. And like growing up, I had buddies playing on the team, and quite honestly, it wasn't that great of a level, and they didn't have, the opportunities that we have now. And, Danny's been, steering the boat the whole time. So it's kind of been cool to watch, and definitely just trusting the process and just to be a part of the story, to know that, 10 years in the future, like we were, part of the laying foundation, and just super excited to see how much GCU hockey grows in the next 5 to 10 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
And lastly, what are some of the goals you have set for yourself this season?
Personally, for me, I didn't play first semester for a few reasons, but I was more goal oriented. I played on the team last year, but made it a goal over the summer to play on the team again, but also be able to play with my brother. But my goal for second semester playing is like a simple thing, just to stay happy and healthy, but to win. Like we have a really good group this year, and I think we have a chance of going far and, hopefully making it to nationals. So I'd say just going to nationals is a goal.
I would say the same thing, just in terms of the winning. I think we have a team that can make it really far, if not all the way. So I've got a lot of faith in us there. So yeah, personal goal would just be, my first personal goal this year was just to make the team and be on the team with my brother. But my goal has kind of changed, and I try to make the best of every opportunity I get as a freshman goalie. So I try to win every time I'm in the net and give my team the best chance they have to win. That's really my only goal, is just to win every game I can play and hope my team wins every game.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank forward Cole Golden and goalkeeper Chase Golden from the GCU men's ice hockey team for doing this interview today, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dominic.
Thanks for having us.
And that has been the GCU Club Report. Thanks for listening.
Great report by our very own Dom Hernandez, who is the beat writer for GCU Club Sports. So you'll hear a lot of week in and week out throughout this spring, winter and spring, from Dom Hernandez, and he'll do a lot of analysis as well as some play-by-play on some of the sports that we're going to be calling out there. So we did men's rugby last week. It's fun. It presents a different dimension to our show. We're joined on the line by the man himself, Club men's hockey, director of hockey operations for Grand Canyon University. His name is Coach Danny Roy. Coach Roy, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Coach, we are so thrilled to have you joining us, because hockey in the desert, who knew? But it's something that is thriving and it's popular, and obviously the Coyotes kind of kicked that off a few years back when they moved here. But things are really moving out at GCU. Tell us about your program.
Yeah, we started up hockey back in 2015-16, where I was over at Arizona State and just kind of reached out to Dan Nichols over in the club sports department, letting them know that I was coaching over at Arizona State and interested in trying to help them build hockey here, and that was my goal, was to kind of move into that after graduation, go into coaching and eventually running programs, and we were able to get the ball rolling, and since then it's taken off. Our first competitive season was 2016-17, and we started with one men's team, and since then it's definitely exploded. We have one women's team playing Club Division 1, and then we have a Club Division 2-3 along with our men's Division 1. So we've grown to over 120 athletes in that span of time.
MG had a question for you. MG, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. So I know you guys have a pair of brothers on the team. That's very interesting to me, because I recently just saw the Joseph brothers, one on Ottawa and one on the Penguins, high-sticking each other. So I wanted to ask how that atmosphere affects and how it brings the team together a little bit.
Yeah, it's something unique. We have we've had siblings in the program. We've had a couple of brothers and sisters who played both for our men's and women's team. So this is our first year of having two brothers playing on the same team together. It's unique for both Chase and Cole, since they have a little bit of an age gap between each other. So playing youth hockey, they didn't have that opportunity to really be on the same team together. So this is that first year they have, and they're good guys in the locker room, and their compete level and everything like that. But they're very close. They're family oriented, and their families at every game, and even come out to practices and watch. So it's very unique. It's fun to see. It's what we it's kind of what we strive to have within our team culture.
Hey, Coach, this is Brandon over here. As you can walk me to the upcoming schedule you had coming up against Colorado State, what do you need to improve after what happened on yesterday's loss?
I mean, really, they're a very evenly matched team to us. We knew it was going to be a really tough game and close. We know a 3-game weekend is not something that we do a lot of, just by how physical a weekend is. But we played very well. We were happy with our compete level and the pressure that we were able to put on them. We might want to clean up some of our defensive zone coverage. I think we gave up too many breakaways that gave them some really high quality chances. But at the end of the day, goaltending on both sides was stellar. It made for a really great hockey game, all the way down to the furthest point that you can get it into a hockey game, into a shootout. So I think we just stick to it. I think we know we have the team that can go out and get a win tonight. But like I said, it's a 3-3, and it's who really wants to stick to games. So I think we just go out and continue pushing through and trust the process, and it'll continue to pay us back like it has over the last 8 games.
I love this because I'm looking at your schedule, and you've got some top-tiered teams coming in, and you guys are playing top, at a high level, and it's so easy to go and watch you play. You play at Arcadia Ice Arena, which is over there off of 38th Street in Thomas and Phoenix, those were my stomping grounds growing up as a kid, and it's such an intimate gathering. I used to kind of to skate in that arena. I mean, it's easy. The game tonight is at 8:15. Go to Arcadia Ice. It's easy to get into. It'll probably be a capacity crowd, so you want to get there early. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Coach Danny Roy, GCU Club Men's Hockey and Director of Hockey out at Grand Canyon University. Coach, good luck tonight. Looking forward to covering you guys for many games to come.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, come out to the game. We have a great crowd, great atmosphere, a lot of fun to watch. Once you go to one game, you typically come to another one.
Yes, sir. Danny Roy, coach at GCU Club Hockey. Can't wait. Brandon, what do we have coming up next?
Oh, up next we have the ref spotlight presented by Kayla Wiley and the JUCO Sport Report presented by Josie. Is coming after the break.
Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
SB Nation Radio is now Sports Map Radio, keeping sports content fresh and fun. Join us right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hi, this is Mesa Community College Assistant Athletic Director Mike Lavella and Modern Day Invincible. You're listening to AM 1060, the Varsity Sports Show, the home of all your junior college sports coverage.
Hello, my name is Dominic Hernandez and I am currently working at the Varsity Sports Show. I am a senior at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University. I will be working various jobs from working the camera to doing play-by-play of games. I can't wait to see what unique stories there will be in this upcoming high school sports season and be able to cover all the different sports that every high school has to offer.
Chris Scott of RE/MAX is Central Oregon's best realtor for anyone thinking of a vacation home or relocation. He's our very own born and raised Phoenician who moved his family to Central Oregon nearly 15 years ago. Contact Chris if you're thinking of exploring beautiful Central Oregon. It truly is living at its best. 541-999-5614. Proud partner of the Varsity Sports Shows, it's Dylan.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Grace Armistead. I'm a sports journalism major and former athlete at the University of Arizona. I know what it takes to be an athlete, and I'm excited to represent Varsity Sports Show this semester to showcase our talented Arizona athletes. I can't wait to bring fire for our listeners this semester.
Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m., it's James Out West featuring Ryan Rooks as the duo breaks down the NFL, NBA, and the local sports scene here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the
Welcome to the Ref Spotlight with AIA basketball official Caleb Wiley breaking down plays and rulings. Good morning and welcome back to another segment of the Ref Spotlight on the Varsity Sports Show. I am Caleb Wiley, your host, and I will be talking about another ruling this segment. Last segment, I did the closely guarded ruling. I explained the ruling, went through the rule book, and I explained to everyone what exactly is that and what the refs have to do and why they have to call it and when they have to call it. Now, I want to do the same thing for the ruling carrying the ball. This is a very, very misconceived ruling. And I want to talk about the misconception first before I go into the ruling, just so we see if this misconception or this thing that people think, a lot of people think. I mean, everyone in the stands in my situation thought they knew what the ruling was and how to officiate the game. So this misconception is if you are dribbling the ball and you have a live dribble and the dribble goes like above your head or above your shoulders or just a very high dribble, almost every single time that happens, the stands, the coaches of the opposite team, and the players all complain and they want a carrying call. Okay, now let's go to the ruling. Now, in the rule book, it's a little weird when it comes to carrying the ball. It doesn't really tell you exactly like carrying, and it tells you what it is. You gotta find it in between like rulings. So because of that, I would like to look at Rule 4, Section 15, which pertains to dribbling. Article 4 of Section 15, especially B, which says the dribbler palms or carries the ball by allowing it to come to rest in one or both hands. This is the dribble ends when the dribbler palms the ball or carrying it by allowing it to come to rest in one or both hands. When you allow the ball to come to rest with your palm, that is carrying the ball. You're carrying the ball. Once you carry the ball, it is the dribble ends, so you are not allowed to carry to dribble the ball again. Technically, when you carry the ball, it's technically a double dribble because the dribble is ending when you carry it in your palm. And when you dribble again, it is an illegal dribble. But people know what carrying and palming the ball is, so we just say carrying. There is also signals for carrying the ball. The refs usually do it right. They do this little turnover with the hand, with the palm. But right here, it says that's when the dribble ends. It's when they're allowed to rest with one or two hands. Nowhere in the rule book does it talk about you dribbling or a player dribbling too high, dribbling it past their head. There's nothing in there that says that's a violation. By rule, you can technically bounce the ball. It can go so high, like higher than the rims or higher than people in the stands. It's just as long as it doesn't touch the ceiling, because that's interference. But you can technically dribble the ball. It can go all the way up so high, just as long as your palm is not facing the ceiling and you don't make that motion while the ball is in the air or ever at all. Then you can continue the dribble when the ball comes back down. So by rule, that's a legal dribble. It doesn't happen every game, but when there is a high dribble, I can guarantee there's going to be complaints from either the players, the coaches, or the fans in the stands. And I just want to let the people know listening to Varsity Sports Show, if you see a high dribble, don't complain, because unless they make that little motion with their hands facing the ceiling, that is not a carry. Thanks for listening to Ref Spotlight on the Varsity Sports Show, 1060. Have a blessed day.
Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show. This is the JUCO Sports Report. And now, here is Jodeci Ariana with the JUCO Sports Report.
Coach Mark Bunker, and he is the head coach of Scottsdale Community College. Mark, how are you today?
Really good. I mean, it's always busy during season, lots of conference games that we've been playing, and now we're kind of making that second half turn. So busy, but, we're in a good spot, so I'm happy.
Perfect. So how many years have you been coaching?
So as a total, it's been about 11 now. At Scottsdale, I was 3 years as an assistant, and this is year 8. Well, technically I've been here for 12, only coached 11, but been in my 9th season as the head coach at Scottsdale.
Okay, perfect.
It's crazy that it's been that long. Yeah.
So then what has gone right this season?
I think hitting some adversity early helped us. Obviously we won our region last year. We're the region champions, and, came into the season, highly ranked, and came into the season with a lot of expectations. And last year we were the hunter, and this year we've been the hunted. And coming back down to earth and humbling ourselves a little bit has helped us. of getting a few losses early, and then now, kind of coming back together in the second half of the season, and winning 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row now. That it's I think that's really helped us to kind of say, hey, you can't just show up, can't just beat people with talent. We got to do this collectively. So that's really helped us a lot.
So on January 21st, the men's team beat Mesa Community College 84-75. And you had many players that had double figures for that game. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that game.
That's been our motto. We're in the top 3, top 5 every year in scoring offense. Tempo is just constant. We try to run teams out of the gym. That was the game plan again against Mesa. I thought they did a really good job of trying to slow us down. I have a really good relationship with Lester Neal, the head coach at Mesa Community College. Him and I used to work together at Scottsdale. So I thought his game plan was really good, and they played well against us, trying to slow us down. But that's the benefit of having a really deep team. Of any given night, we have 6, 7, 8 guys that can score 15 or 20 points for us. So, from a game plan perspective for other teams, you can't just pick out 1 or 2 guys and say, hey, if we shut these guys down, we're going to have success. Because if you shut down 2 of them, I got 5 more that hopefully are going to come through for us. So it's been a huge advantage for us.
And then Scottsdale was recently ranked 20th in that NJCAA basketball poll. How did you feel about getting this accomplishment, seeing it?
So my first few years here, just getting to a 500 record was seen as a major accomplishment. And, year after year of kind of knocking on the door of, being maybe the 4 seed or the 3 seed in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden now we're the 2 seed in the playoffs. Now we're hosting playoffs, and now we're winning region championships. So it's been a buildup that, I think a lot of people don't really pay that close attention to junior college basketball, and they assume, well, Scottsdale's always been good. And that's not really the case. Even last year, that was our first region championship in 52 years, the first one in school history. So us now being, I guess, a perennial contender is shown just how much our staff has really worked to build us up and create an atmosphere of just winning. And that's been huge for our program.
And congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And then speaking of awards that you guys have gotten individually, Unisa, you guys call him Teray, was named ACCAC Player of the Week. And this is his second time this season.
Yes.
So tell me about how he has been an intricate part of this team.
UU has been incredible. 2-year starter for us, was an all-conference player for us last year. Really, really charismatic young man. Has a good student. I mean, he's always, doing anything he can to be successful. And, me personally seeing so much that he's had to overcome, it's incredible the things that he does on the court in the classroom. Of, I'm excited for him, because he's got some college opportunities at the 4-year level that, my number one goal is to move our guys on to the 4-year university level. So end of the day, as long as they move on, winning in championships and whatnot is just a bonus to me. I want to see these guys be successful. And he has been really great for us, especially the second half of the year. He has really kind of taken his game to another level.
And then you guys play Glendale, Community College next, and they're currently 9-9 for a record. What is your goal to be successful and continue and get that 10-game win streak?
Well, I think it's not looking too far ahead. I mean, like you said, it's just Glendale. I don't want to look at the next game or the next game. It's like, all right, we're trying to beat out this team or beat out that team. It's like, hey, let's just focus on Glendale, because our conference is so tough that even the teams at the bottom, can beat you any given night. And the teams at the top obviously can beat you any given night. For Glendale, very similar, that we're concerned about what we do. Of, can we push the tempo? Can we, be aggressive on the offensive end? Can we be disciplined on the defensive end? We talk about making winning plays. Stuff that does stack them up will help you make it a lot easier to win games.
This has been the JUCO Sports Report with Jodeci Ariana, with head coach of Scottsdale men's basketball team, Coach Mark Bunker. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
MG, great report.
Hi.
Hey, go ahead.
Hi, and welcome back. So after break, we have, the recap of Scottsdale Community College ranked nationally. Next up, we have the Aztec report. We want to thank Jodeci and Caleb for giving us the ref spotlight and the inside interview with the JUCO report. We also have the Arizona high school highlights. Sebastian gives us a rundown with the high school girls soccer and boys soccer with an exclusive interview. And Olivia with the 2023 Waste Management Phoenix Golf Open. So I'm excited to hear about that. And as we run into break, we will keep you guys updated.
Yeah, good stuff coming and some great reports. And obviously, I cut my teeth covering junior college sports on my old friend Ed Smith, Coach Smith. We coached together at Phoenix College about, it's been almost 10 years now, 9 years ago. And he gave me a platform, and I was doing a biweekly report. He'll be coming in. He already waved through the glass. He'll be coming in right after us on Easy Sports, he and Javon. Great show, and love my friendship, my brotherhood with Coach Ed Smith. Guys, when we come back from the break, as MG had stated, we got the Aztec Report. We're going to feature Corona del Sol football. Good stuff. Love that partnership with CDS out there, the Aztecs in Tempe. Stick around after the break. Brandon and MG co-hosting. I'm Vince. We'll be back on the Varsity Sports Show. Go Varsity.
I'll turn those picks into gold.
Wall-to-wall NFL coverage and the biggest stories coming to you from 3 to 5 p.m. The Rich Eisen Show here on KDUS AM 1060 and KDUS1060.com.
Hi, my name is Maya Denise Gaskin, and I'm a 19-year-old student pursuing a degree in broadcast journalism at the University of Arizona. With a passion for sports and a strong background in dance and performance, I'm excited to pursue my dream of becoming a sports broadcaster. In addition to my professional experience, I have a track record of academic success and leadership throughout my community. I currently serve as your Miss Arizona Teen USA, and I'm eager to use my skills and talents to make a positive impact in the world of sports.
This is Coach Lucas Ramirez, and you are listening to the home of the Saguaro Sabercats, the Varsity Sports Show on AM 1060 KDUS.
Sports, sports, sports. Hello everyone, my name is Sebastian Mondaka, and it's a pleasure of mine to be a part of the Varsity Sports Show this spring. I'm a current undergraduate student studying at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm still unsure of what exactly I want to pursue in sports journalism. However, I hope to learn and advance my knowledge under the Varsity Sports Show and create great memories with you. Let's make this a great year and let's strive for greatness.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. With an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
Check out the Doug Gottlieb Show, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Hello and happy Saturday. My name is Hannah Pettiferi and you are listening to the Varsity Sports Show segment of the Aztec Report. The Aztec Report is sponsored by Angry Crab Shack of Tempe, located near the I-10 and Warner Road. For the Aztec Report for this week, I had the opportunity to sit down with Corona del Sol's football quarterback, Connor Ackerley. Connor plays both baseball and football. Taking a look at the previous season, Ackerley was first team All-Region and was an honorable mention All-State. He ended the season with 22 passing touchdowns, 130 passing completions, and 2,215 passing yards. He had a completion percentage of .657. On the rushing side of things, Ackerley had 2 rushing touchdowns, 26 carries, and 92 rushing yards. A great season played by Connor Ackerley. And here's that interview to learn more about Connor and his goals for the upcoming season. Looking back at the previous season, what are you hoping to bring to Corona del Sol's football team in the fall this year?
Just kind of being a leader. I'll be one of the seniors this year. We're probably going to be a little more senior heavy next year. So just being one of the seniors that can kind of help guide the juniors and sophomores and help lead the team. And then obviously, bring what I do on the field, I'll bring that to the table too. But the main thing is, being a better leader.
Awesome. And then since you do play baseball as well, how do you juggle both sports, either when they're in season or you're in your off season?
It takes a lot of work. It's pretty much like a no days off type thing. Right now, obviously, we're getting ready for baseball season, so I'm doing baseball workouts and baseball practice and stuff like that. But obviously, I'm still kind of staying up to date on like lifting and stuff like that and conditioning, and it's just a constant grind. Pretty much 365 days a year. So when I'm in one season, I'll kind of ramp down the other season, but I'm still doing enough work that I'm fresh and I'm not losing any skill or anything like that.
Awesome. It does look like we're all out of time, but I do look forward to hearing more about your football and baseball journey.
Thank you.
That was Connor Ackerley, who is the quarterback for the Corona del Sol football team. Well, folks, that is all I have for the Aztec Report for this week. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week on the Varsity Sports Show. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and this is Hannah signing off.
Welcome to Overview with Olivia, where I talk about everything currently happening in the world of sports. For this week's segment, I will be discussing the 2023 Waste Management Phoenix Open. The 2023 Waste Management Phoenix Open is just a few short weeks away. Founded in 1932, the WM Phoenix Open has been a staple event amongst the PGA Tour. It's dubbed the greatest show on grass. The event is held at TPC Scottsdale and organized by the Thunderbirds. The tournament is hosted over 5 days and sees about 500,000 people annually. The tournament has expanded into various events throughout the week. Concert in the Coliseum, which this year's performers include Maroon 5 and Walker Hayes, and the Annexus Pro-Am. The Annexus Pro-Am brings athletes and celebrities alike to compete in charity golf. Some of the confirmed participants include J.J. Watt, retired NFL defensive end for the Arizona Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald, retired NFL wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals, and Michael Phelps, retired Olympic swimmer. As for the 2023 WM Phoenix Open, the tournament is scheduled for February 6th through the 12th. Many notable competitors have confirmed their spot to play in this year's tournament. Some of these include Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, and defending 2022 champ Scottie Scheffler. The players have until Friday of the week preceding the tournament to officially commit to playing. Every year, the WM Phoenix Open and the Super Bowl fall during the same week, making for hectic game coverage. With the Super Bowl being held at Cardinals Stadium in Glendale, Arizona this year, be sure to expect heavy traffic at both events and the areas surrounding. The tournament is known for its wide variety of sponsorships. Waste Management is the title sponsor, and Taylor Morrison is the presenting sponsor. According to WMPhoenixOpen.com, the WM Phoenix Open is recognized as the largest zero-waste sporting event in the world. The WM Phoenix Open allows for many volunteering opportunities. These include concessions, security, and a walking score. Plenty of opportunities to get golf tournament operations experience. The new year brought changes to the WM Phoenix Open. According to Arizona Sports, in an effort to increase winnings, the PGA Tour deemed the WM Phoenix Open as one of 11 elevated tournaments on the schedule. In addition to receiving the commitment from the Tour's top 20 golfers from its 2022 Player Impact Program, the tournament's prize purse increases to $20 million, up from last year's mark of $8.2 million. According to tournament chairman Pat Williams, he says, "The elevated status is something that obviously we're really excited about, and our winner this year will get a $3.6 million check. Our purse is bigger than any major." Be sure to mark your calendars and secure your tickets for the greatest show on grass as the world's best golfers tee off. That's it for today's segment. We'll catch you next time on Overview with Olivia.
Good morning, Arizona. Welcome to this segment presented by the Varsity Sports Show that features high school highlights from the Valley. Sebastian has a special news for you. Let's see what's in store today. In this week's segment, we shall head into the soccer side for both boys and girls. Firstly, we'll dive into the girls' soccer highlights between South Point and Flowing Wells. Ending it, we have an interview with Jonathan Bojorquez, striker for Agua High School. They had a terrific game, winning 3-2, and has the emotion ready for us. Let's get right into this. The defending 4A conference champion South Point improved to 5-1-1 after defeating Flowing Wells 5-1 at home on Tuesday night to start region play. Last year, the Lancers lost 10 seniors to graduation, with some of those players leaving with 3 state championships under their belts, being in 2019, 2021, and 2022. With just over a week left in the regular season, the Lancers are now rated number 5 in the 4A conference. Number 24 Flowing Wells now slips to a 3-5-1 record. The Caballeros have already suffered 3 losses in a row, and they risk missing the play-in tournament on Thursday, February 9th. The field for the play-in phase is comprised of number 9 through 24 ranked teams. Ruby Garcia's goal gave Flowing Wells a 1-0 lead over South Point in the 5th minute. However, that was just one of the team's just 2 shots of goal for the whole game. South Point had 29 shots, and Kealia Nansen's pass back after the corner kick in the 14th minute made it a draw. In the 25th minute, Mandy Tran scored on a direct kick from 40 yards out, and Odessa Baratieri added a goal a minute later to make it the score 3-1. Angeli De Rosier scored in the 37th minute to make it 4-1, and Jada Cormier's strike on Baratieri's in the 47th minute put an end to the scoring. Number 1 Walden Grove and number 2 Sahuarita are both from the southern Arizona, along with number 5 South Point, making up 3 of the top 5 teams in the 4A conference ranking. Thursday night main contest combines number 3 Prescott against number 4 Lee Williams. On January 12th, Lee Williams defeated number 6 Flagstaff. Flowing Wells will play number 8 Saguaro on Thursday night, and South Point will put its high position on the line against 3A conference power Sabino on Wednesday night. On Wednesday, February 15th, the 4A conference playoff first round is scheduled to begin. A big proficient battle with high playoff implications, but now let's head into the interview with Jonathan Bojorquez. Everyone, and welcome to this special interview. I am with Jonathan Bojorquez, striker with Agua High School. How are you doing today, Jonathan?
I am doing good.
Awesome to hear, man. You guys won 3-2 yesterday against Deer Valley. By any chance you remember who scored?
Yeah, I did. The first goal was by Brian. The second goal was by me. And the third goal was by Jesus.
Since it was a 3-2 matchup, I'm assuming it was like back and forth. How was it? Did you score, then they scored and you scored? Or was it like they scored 2, you guys scored 2? How did that go?
We first scored the 2 goals, and they scored 2 goals as well. And then Jesus finished it off with the final goal.
Awesome. How are you feeling when you scored that second goal? I'm assuming you scored the second goal, right?
Yeah, I did. I was pretty excited. I cut to the right and I shot it to the left side of the goal, bottom left. The goalie did not reach the ball, and I scored pretty easily.
Yeah, it must have been a great goal. How was that at the ending? You guys were tied 2-2. I'm assuming you guys were heading into the 90th minute and then expecting a draw, but your partner Jesus scored that game-winning goal. How was it? How was the team? How was the excitement?
Yeah, everyone was excited. Jesus did a celebration. He slid and he tripped over. Pretty funny.
that was awesome. Can you tell me like some big highlights that like changed the outcome of the game? Because maybe perhaps you guys let them score 2 goals to come back. Are you guys feeling down or just picked up the pace and kept it going?
Yeah, we were feeling down. Like the other team were like talking smack to us, and like my teammates were like, was getting pretty frustrated. And then, one of the midfielders sent the ball up to Jesus, and Jesus headed over the goalkeeper, and that's how bring up the assignment up.
That's awesome, Jonathan. Well, I'm glad you guys won. Pretty exciting matchup, 3-2. What are you guys' next games? How are you gonna retaliate from this game going forward?
Our next game's on Thursday, and we're hoping to win, and we go like try our best because the other games we played was like tied again. So hopefully we'll win this one.
Awesome, Jonathan. Well, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for coming on the show, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
latest sports topics weekly right here on KDUS AM 1060 with me, The Doug Gottlieb Show, 1 to 3 p.m.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk to you about a good friend of mine named Bob Jenkins. Bob is a Marine Corps veteran. Bob and his younger brother DJ own Vets Built Contracting. You've seen their trucks around Metro Phoenix, I'm sure. For 5 years, they've been hiring and putting veterans to work. Vets Built is licensed, bonded, and insured, both residential and commercial, specializing in renovations, remodeling, new build, casitas, safe rooms, or small commercial TI work. If you're a skilled veteran looking for work, a homeowner in need of work, or a commercial business needing TI work, please call Bob or DJ at Vets Built at 480-584-3675.
Hey, local businesses, join the Varsity Sports Show and promote your business on our weekly radio show and game live streams. We have several options to promote your business affordably and reach our incredible audience. Call, text, or email us anytime if you'd like more information on joining our team. The Varsity Sports Show will work hard to promote your business through our audio and video platforms while also promoting all of our young people. 480-779-9437 or email us at varsitysportshow.com. In 2019, the JV Sports Show podcast began with the idea of spotlighting young people in our community. In time, that podcast evolved into radio, television, and live stream, and through that evolution, new ideas have enhanced delivery, giving a stage to students both in front of and behind the microphone in Arizona and beyond. Thank you for supporting the Varsity Sports Show, now the Varsity Media Foundation, a 501c3 educational organization.
Hey everyone, my name is Eric Castellan, and thank you for tuning in to the Varsity Sports Show. I am currently a senior at Arizona State University, attending the Walter Cronkite School of Mass Communications and Journalism. I'm originally from California, but I moved to Arizona because of all the sports that are available out here. And I can't wait to bring you all the high school sports that we cover, whether you're listening or watching. Stay tuned.
Hey Phoenix, Doug Gottlieb here. I'm bringing the best sports talk weekdays to you, 1 to 3 p.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060.
The clock has finally struck the time for the sunniest minutes of them all. And no, it's not golden hour. It's Beaching with Bill, who says Orange County, California surfing is only for young guys with overgelled hair and sand stuck in between places you don't want to know. Mike Bill brings us unique surfer content with a razzle-dazzle of comedic relief. Now, the views on this broadcast do not represent the views of KDUS AM 1060, its host, Varsity Sports, or listeners. Okay, welcome everybody at home, whether if you're on your couch, on the commute somewhere. Couldn't imagine where you're going this early in the morning on Saturday, but we hope that you'll get there safely. Now, we have another special segment of Beaching with Bill. Now, of course, I'm sure you all missed us last week, but no worries. We are back here tonight, and I am with Mike Bill. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Alexis. How are you?
I'm doing good. Another week, just trying to get through the week.
Yeah, a lot of homework in the graduate program at ASU for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, not a lot more homework, less free time, but it'll come to an end, but learning a lot. So I know that around the world, just all these different competitions are going on. The waves seem to be great to kind of facilitate these competitions. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more of what's going on out here?
I can. The big news out here, it's actually Hawaii, is the Eddie Aikau Big Wave Invitational is happening for the first time in 7 years. It doesn't happen every year because waves have to be 40 to 50 feet, their face, 20 to 30 Hawaiian. So, yeah, it was a big deal. It just ended. The waves are huge, and they actually beat two-time champion John Florence this year. And I swear, I watched his victory speech, and I swear he said that he's a Varsity Sports Show-aholic. And I just couldn't believe it. So even the guys in Hawaii are listening to the show.
Well, yeah, no, it sounds like he has some good taste if he's a Varsity Sportsaholic. I would not question his taste too much. I think I also saw something about them coming up with a women's competition.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. For the first time ever, women were able to enter the contest this year in the history of the Eddie Aikau. And so I immediately thought of Vince, and maybe if they put it on next year or the year after, maybe Vince's dream of becoming a female professional athlete could come true someday.
Yeah, he'll have to finesse his way in there. Might not take too much finessing, but he might have to finesse his way in there. But kind of coming back kind of to the States, what's going on in California in the surf scene?
Funny you ask, Alexis. So I called the surf report this morning when I wake up, as I do most mornings, and lifeguard in Newport said that it was 3 to 6, offshore breeze, just perfect. Said, drop whatever you're doing, get down there, go to the beach and go. So, which I did, and it was good. It was probably like waist to chest. When we've got some rare Santa Ana winds blowing out of the northeast, meaning we get mostly our wind comes from the southwest, so it messes up the surf. But in places like Hawaii, less frequently here, sometimes when it blows offshore from the land to the ocean, it makes for perfect conditions. And it reminded me of something funny. A couple of years ago, I called the surf report and I didn't realize it was April Fool's Day. And the lifeguard said, yeah, it's perfect. 4 to 6, glassy, light offshore. It's magic here. And so I dropped what I was doing again, got to the beach in a hurry. I got there and it looked like Neptune had thrown up. It was gray, murky, windy, ankle to knee. Yeah, you name it. So he really did. It took me a while to get over that, but it happened.
Seems like you're back out there still catching the waves, even though they tried to get you. They tricked you real good, but they couldn't trick you out of going back out there again.
Nah, I fall for it every time, probably for the rest of my life. Whenever there's a chance, yeah.
So now on the football side of things, I'm sure you are well aware the signs are all up and everyone's just talking about it now. The circus is coming to town here in Arizona, right in our backyard. We're going to have the Super Bowl. So what do you think about Super Bowl coming to Phoenix?
Well, I just hope the Cardinals. I'm just kidding. I know you were for the Ravens too. I think it's great for Phoenix. Maybe if the Cardinals kind of reach back and get maybe Neil Lomax or Steve Berline at quarterback position next year, maybe we'll be in the Super Bowl. Who knows?
Yeah, it'll be a long time before the Cardinals can even spell Super Bowl. So even though it is in their backyard, they're going to be sitting right either in those seats or right on their couches at home with the rest of us spectators.
Yeah, front row seats. That's for sure.
So if you could give your prediction of who you think is going to win. So not just a off-wall prediction, but a prediction that you would be willing to put your whole home on the line.
I'd bet the house on the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to barely beat Kansas City and sort of maybe like a fluke.
Okay, so we're going with 49ers and we're sticking with it. We're not backtracking. We're sticking with the 49ers.
I'm going to go with the 49ers. I'd bet the farm on it. It just wouldn't be my farm. It would be Vince's farm.
Well, I don't know if Vince is going to keep his farm animals because we said the whole entire farm. That's definitely going to be a big one.
Yeah, that is correct. So Vince doesn't know anything about football, though, so don't ask him who he likes. It'll be the wrong pick.
Right down the train.
When we were growing up and playing football, when I was playing football and he was on the team, he got to see me play quite a bit in high school from right on the sidelines.
More of a cheerleader role.
Yeah, he might have learned a couple of things, but who knows with Vince, right?
A couple of tips and tricks from you.
I hope so.
So now the next time you all will hear us, it'll be the day before the Super Bowl. So we'll have to see if Mike kind of reneges on his prediction or if the day before if he's sticking with the 49ers. Make sure you guys tune in 2 weeks for the next segment of Beaching with Bill. Thank you.
All right, guys, welcome back. Oh, man. I take a lot of abuse. In case you guys didn't already see that, I know, Brandon, you're new in the studio here. You're probably wondering why do they keep picking on you throughout the show? It's supposed to be funny. Some of it is, I'm a pretty lighthearted person. I take things with a grain of salt, but I give it back too. Look, if you're gonna throw something at me, you're gonna get it back from me in droves. And unfortunately, I've had some tense friendships and lost a couple along the way because for years back that. People, they can dish it out, but they can't take it back. So Mike, in his failed attempts to insult me in a playful way, of course, okay, thanks, Mike, for that. And, women's surf competition, yeah, okay, I get it. I can compete in that. And then, of course, watching him play in high school, going back 30-something years, yeah, right. Anyway, great report. Great show overall. Nice job, you guys, contributing, guys and girls, to the show. And so, Brandon, I'm going to ask you, since you're sitting right here in front of me in studio, thoughts on the show. What'd you think?
I thought it was great. Just listen to everybody's content.
Yeah.
And everybody all the deadline being flexible and working hard out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What are our 3 rules again? Do you remember?
Be on time, be flexible, and be early.
Well, be nice.
Yeah, be nice.
Be flexible and be early. Yes. Okay. And MG, what are your thoughts? How was today?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It's a great opportunity to get to talk about what I love most, the sports. So It's awesome to be able to fill everyone in and what's going on in Arizona. So I loved it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's an interesting take, and I'm grateful to all of our regular segment guests that have kind of taken our team under their wing and helping to produce their segments, and it's a lot of fun. It's a different take. And speaking of takes, Nathan LeDuc with Nate's Take and working with Beatrice Martinez and of course, Brandon with the NAI report, MG Armistead down in Tucson at the U of A doing her segment on the Wildcat Insider every week. So it's fun. It's great. It's informative. We can't do this stuff without our listeners, too. If people don't listen, it makes it kind of hard, to deliver a quality product every week. And it's fun. And being, more or less an educational organization, a platform in providing opportunities and getting some new ideas and some energy into the show. So, this week we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Let me go through our schedule real briefly, because those of you guys that haven't tuned into our game broadcast, there's a whole other element to this show. We're not just doing a radio show on Saturday mornings. Our broadcast and production teams are out there streaming games, and we are the only show that does it in the mass quantity that we do. To give you an example, in the fall, between August and December, Thursdays through Saturdays primarily, we had 1 or 2 Wednesday, Thursday games. We did 120 football games. Can you believe that? 120 with our teams. And there were many Friday nights this past fall where we had 5 teams working simultaneously. And it was just an amazing job overall. We did a lot of playoffs as well, so postseason coverage was great. This spring, we're a little bit lighter. We scaled it back a little bit so that we can bolster up our teams a little bit as well at each site. But we're doing basketball. We got Saguaro Boys basketball. We got Buckeye High School. We got Canyon View. We got a game on Thursday night at Trivium Prep out in Goodyear. They're hosting Arizona Lutheran. Big game, Trivium Prep. Looking forward to covering the Crimson Knights. We got Imagine Prep in Surprise. We are doing NFHS soccer, basketball, girls basketball, boys basketball. We are doing lacrosse, GCU, lacrosse, women's rugby, men's lacrosse. Guys, we got a lot of good stuff coming. You just got to stay on our Twitter and at Varsity Show. That's where everything gets listed. Things get archived there. A lot of good stuff. Brandon, rest of the semester, what do you got coming up?
I got something good covering up. It's to try to cover all the NIA schools, obviously in Arizona.
Yeah.
And obviously my goal is this semester, hopefully after I graduate, I hope to someday to do play-by-play.
Good. And MG, what about you? More Wildcat Insider we can looking forward to, I'm sure?
Right. Even March Madness is coming up, so that's big. So I'm excited to get those reports out.
Yeah, the Arizona Wildcats, a mainstay year in and year out in the NC2A tournament. So, guys, thanks again for joining us here on the Varsity Sports Show. It was a great couple of hours. It goes by fast. You miss a minute, you miss a lot. Our old friend Ed and Javon coming up next after the break, and they're going to slow things down a little bit, present some rhythm, and I'm going to listen in as well and kind of slow it down myself. So thanks again to Aaron behind the glass, all of our wonderful guests, our show partners, our co-hosts today. On behalf of Brandon and MG, my name is Vince DeLisio here on the Varsity Sports Show. Guys, have a great week. Go Varsity. Thank you for listening to the Varsity Sports Show, where our mission is to empower education and enable dreams, creating an unmatched platform to showcase talent both in front of and behind the microphone in radio, television, podcast, and live streaming. The Varsity Sports Show, still your home for youth, high school, college, and you in Arizona and beyond.